Hi, and welcome to a session which will not only improve your chances of getting a job, but I'm sure if you follow all the pointers mentioned by me throughout this session, you will be able to land up in the interview of a dream company which you have always thought of. We have designed this session keeping in mind all the freshers and all their confusions. So let's get started. What do you think is the most challenging part in resume framing for a fresher? Is it formatting? Is it mentioning what experience do you have, what to mention and what not to mention on resume? Or is it choosing what is important to mention? So let me tell you, freshers do get confused in this, and the most challenging part faced by them is what is most important to mention in the resume. And today we are going to take an example in front of you wherein we are going to tell you few things which you have to keep in mind while framing your resume. And I will be letting you know that industry has changed. Everything has changed. Everything is now AI based. Artificial intelligence has got into everything possible, and similar has happened in the recruitment process. Recruitment process 20 years back, 10 years back is now very much different. And what is the difference which has come is that 20 years back, our resumes were shortlisted manually by HR. And today, if I talk about, resumes are shortlisted by ATS. And what is this ATS? ATS is nothing else. It's an applicant tracking system, which is a software based on AI. And if my resume is not ATS friendly, definitely there are chances of getting rejected on the first point wherein we apply for a job. So let's take it further, and I'm going to share this example with you, and let's get started. The first point, as you can see on this particular resume, is that this gentleman has mentioned curriculum vitae on the top. Now there are two errors in it, and if you guessed it right, spelling error is the first error. And do you think professionally it is good to have spelling errors on a document which is going to get you a job? What kind of image are you making in front of the employer? So it is my suggestion, it is a tip from my side, please get your document corrected through Grammarly.com, and it's a free website software through which you can get your document corrected before you send it to the company. So Grammarly.com, it is free of cost, and all the grammatical errors, all the spelling mistakes can be corrected through that. Second part, this person or anybody for that matter should not mention curriculum vitae, resume, biodata on the top of the resume, because it is not required. It is understood that it is a document which is going to get you to the interview. So it's a professional document or an advertisement of your which is going to get you through the interview, right? So next part of it is your contact details. As you can see, this person has mentioned on the left hand side of the screen. Contact details are extremely important to mention, but what he has not mentioned over here is his name is missing, right? So I think it's the biggest blunder which you can make. If the name is missing on the resume, do you think it has any importance? So your name should be placed on top of your contact details. That should be the starting of your resume or your curriculum vitae. The second part which he has mentioned is address. Now 20 years back, we used to send letters, but nowadays nobody uses letters or appointment letters which are hard copy. We are into soft copies, and we definitely use employers. They use email IDs, they use your LinkedIn ID, they are going to search for you online, who you are and what kind of person you are online. So I would definitely suggest to people that address is not at all required anywhere in your resume, and you should definitely mention your email ID, which should be a professional email ID, no common general and like cooldude@gmail.com, beautifulangel@gmail.com, not required. They are totally unprofessional. And for your telephone or your contact number, you should have a ringtone which employer, if in case he calls, should be very professional. No song should be coming from that side, right? Freshers, I know it is difficult for you to have such kind of simple ringtones, but understand, if you want a job, you have to try and become more professional towards each and every small minute things also matter in life, right? So a professional email ID and contact number should be mentioned with your LinkedIn ID if you have, if in case you are into software, so your GitHub ID and all that can be mentioned on the top. Contact details, first section of your resume. Moving on further, career objective. It's an obsolete thing. It is outdated. Nobody nowadays mentions career objective. But even if you still want to mention, I would suggest please mention only a line, single line without any heading, wherein you're mentioning why do you want to apply for that company and what is that skill which you have, which you want to enhance by getting into that company. So that means your headline or your statement of purpose or your career objective will change every time you apply in a different company. Next part. Educational qualification as a fresher is extremely important, and there are few things which you have to keep in mind while mentioning your educational qualification. You have to mention your board, your university, extremely important, your schools and your college's name can be omitted, can be mentioned, whatever you want to. Don't try to use too many tabulars or tables throughout your resume, because ATS is not tabular. I mean, it is very difficult for a ATS to read tables and then text into it. So I would suggest do not use too many tables in your resume. Rather, don't use tables at all. And in your educational qualification, your percentages, your boards and your year of passing and your degree, whatever you have done, is extremely important. Now this person has made a major mistake in the educational qualification section. First of all, he has divided it into two. And second mistake is that he has mentioned it in 2009, 2011, 2018, whereas it should be mentioned in a reverse chronology manner. That means we have to keep in mind whatever section we have in the resume, every section should be in reverse chronology. On top, whatever we have done latest and going on further. Next part, experience. Now for a fresher, you must be thinking, what experience do we have? We don't have any experience. But friends, let me tell you, or freshers, let me tell you, every human being has some or the other experience, and we should know how to present it in front of the employer. If I'm a good presenter, trust me, you will get the job like anything. So presentation is that important, and resume is part of it. So whatever experience or whatever is relevant, now here comes the role of job description. Have I read the job description or the JD or what the company requires from me? Am I a person who wants to get into a technical job, or I'm a person who wants to get into a non-technical job? I am going to share my experience through this document to the employer and all the relevant experience. And experience may include your projects, whatever you've gone through, may include your MOOCs, right? MOOCs are online courses, may include all your trainings, your internships, whatever you have done throughout your professional degree till your 12th. Everything can be mentioned on the resume as your experience. And I hope you know what is the difference between co-curricular and extracurricular. Very important to know. Extracurricular is something which I have done beyond my studies, and co-curricular which I have done along with my studies. So if I'm talking about an internship, definitely it is going to come in co-curricular. But if I am talking about dramatics, sports, that is going to come in extracurricular. Your resume can have different sections, all your choice, but your sections should be according to the requirement of the company. So if I'm going in a non-technical profile, definitely my extracurriculars will come on the top and my co-curriculars will come at the bottom. But if I'm going for a technical job, my co-curriculars will have more importance, my projects will have more importance, my internships will have more importance. Now, this person again is an experienced person, and he has made a mistake that he has mentioned his present job over here. So since we are not talking about experienced people resume, so I'll not touch upon that. But as a fresher, you need, under the experience section, see the headings can be any, but you need to mention relevant material under it. And I would suggest please read the JD. Job description is extremely important to read before you frame your resume. Now here I've come to the second page of this person's resume. Now for a fresher, again a point to be kept in mind that you're not going to have a resume more than one page. Yes, because nobody has that much of time to go through long, lengthy resumes. And if you are sending, and rather you are going to send your resumes online through emails and it is going to go through ATS like I told you. So it has only 8 to 10 seconds or 15 seconds time to go through your resume. And if in case I have a lengthy resume, you are making sure that your resume will not get shortlisted and it will go into that big hole of rejected resumes which will never come up to the HR and which will never go for the interview process. So a big no for 2 pages of resume or 3 pages of resume. For a fresher, only strictly 1 page of resume. Second point, over here what he is trying to do is mentioning your strength on resume or your soft skills on resume is again according to the situation. If in case I have a technical strength and I want to mention it under technical strengths, it's okay. But my soft skills, like he has given hardworking, positive attitude, always ready to learn, these are all the things which you are going to mention in your interview rather than mentioning on your resume. So strong suggestion, strong tip from my side, do not mention your soft skills on your resume unless you are going for a non-technical profile or strength or something like communication skills if you're strong in, and if you're going for a marketing profile, yes, it is going to work. But still, I will say there is another approach of giving your strengths to the employer. That is the things you have participated in. Now, if I am going for a marketing profile and I want to prove to the company people that I'm really good in communication, which you will have to be. Right? So rather than mentioning that I'm good in communication, can I do one thing that under the activities or under extracurricular activities, I can mention whenever I have participated in debates or extempore speaking sessions, so that will make the difference. That will prove to the employer that I'm good in communication skills. Right? So strengths, soft skills, no. Rather mention what you have done which proves that you have that kind of strength. And finally, this person has mentioned his personal details or personal information, which is not at all required. Finally, declaration. Again, a big no. Why? Because declaration is something which is again obsolete, out of fashion, and my signature are not required. And if you want to put your signature, those should be digital signature on the left-hand side corner of the resume. So this was all about the sample which I wanted to discuss with you. Takeaways from this session. The first one, a fresher's resume should never be more than 1 page. Second, we should keep in mind that whatever company we are applying in, whatever profile we are applying for, we should have a complete information about it, and our resume should be tailored according to the company's requirement. That means use keywords from JD, that is job description. Third, every section of your resume should be in reverse chronology. Next point, save your document in PDF. And also, there are few companies, now we need to research properly whether they want a Word document or they want a PDF document, because of lately the companies have changed their trend and they are also accepting Word documents. Next point, please do not put your photograph on the resume, and you may give your picture if in case it is required and your profile demands. But for engineers, for MBA people, yes, for marketing people, maybe it is required, but for engineers, you should not put your pictures on the resume. Personal details, big no. Thank you so much. I enjoyed taking this session.